Welcome back to Yildiz Readings 5D. Grab a cuppa, sit back and relax. All the information for bookings is at the end of this video. Happy New Year. It's been a minute. We're channeling the energy for the Divine Masculine. I have pulled a few cards and I was like, all right, through this process, let's have a chat as we're going, because I'm already seeing some messages coming through. Now, it appears to be that Divine Masculine. There's some sort of restriction that is affecting them at the moment, and the crowning energy is like their thought process is, okay, how do I get myself out of a pickle? And it's the tying up of loose ends. But it's a very realistic viewpoint. So I feel with what they're dealing with, it could have a link to something external, something that is beyond their control. But in their mind's eye, they're kind of, it's either a loophole they have to jump through, a hurdle they have to jump over in order to energetically on the 3D free themselves. Now they've got blue tiger eye in reverse. Do they have the complete coaching? No. And I do feel some of them are actually seeking advice. This can be from professionals. This could be lawyers, judges. Again, I can't provide legal advice, but channeled message, this is what's coming through. There appears to be some sense of an obstacle, but they're actually feeling until those things are addressed, dealt with, and fine-tuned. This was actually going on all the way back in 2021. I've had a lot of channeled messages coming through for the Twin Flame Collective, relating to 2021 for some reason, and it was that previous eclipse, which does make sense. We did have them in the South Node for 18 months, and I do feel some of those things were playing out then, but where they stand in the month of January moving forward, it really feels as though it's very intentional that they wish to. But there appears to be that there's a little bit of a blockage. I do feel some of them are actually feeling that some of that power is out of their control, but some of it is they're waiting on information to come in. I am seeing that they may reach out and communicate with you. This can be to tell you what has been going on. I do feel to a degree they have stepped back. Their full intention is to free themselves from a circumstance. This can be a karmic, this can be a work contract. But again, I'm feeling that they can't actually, they're kind of in a pickle. In their minds, they know exactly what they want. The freedom to be themselves, the freedom to be with a person who resonates with them. We're moving into Mercury retrograde. Now, this card in the upright is great because it means we're able to actually reflect upon the things that are really important. And this isn't a negative thing. Sometimes it's when we drop the attachment and we actually have some circumstances happening that are very difficult, usually during a Mercury retrograde, which is what we're moving into. You find the problems, yes, but guess what? You find solutions too. So in an intellectualized way, they're kind of thinking, how do I get from A to B? I do think that they're potentially feeling they were feeling over-optimistic, that these things, puff the magic dragon and bang, it's gone. Because the purest energy of the heart was their intention. But then in the dense 3D energy of being a human, they were really kind of taking that standpoint that they were moving forward. I do feel some are feeling that they needed a break prior to digging in the deep end. Whatever that break was, it was almost that, how could you put it? Knowing the magnitude of what they had to address, answering the call, good old spirituality, right? And knowing how much energy it was going to require to create that freedom for them. So I feel to a degree they may have stepped back. They may have really put some of these things on the back burner temporarily, maybe seeking advice, listening to internal counsel, to decide how they were going to proceed forward. The body at the moment does feel a little bit nervous. I am feeling, I told you, to internalize it and work it out. It was like a map. They're looking at it from a very... they're coming to it from the masculine attribute of things, but the emotion, the physical, the yin to the yang, is uncertainty. So there is a lot of nervous energy. I do feel this has been, okay, if I do something this way, if I do something that way, if there was any juggling, I feel it was all to do with the movement forward. But again, it's like they can see their new beginning. And it's funny, this is the channel message I'm getting from this card. It's almost like you're quite focused on, you know, the future, and you can see the beautiful octane of what it's going to be, but then it's the direct steps that what one needs to take for that to occur. I feel that they know the depth of the sacrifice that they have made to date, but I also feel where they're going to be investing, what they're going to be doing. I do feel for some reason they are quite focused on the pentacles, and this can be if they don't feel in a financial attribute of things that they're as stable. A lot of us with Venus retrograde are looking at restructuring. It's our health, it's our diet, it's directly connected to our self-worth, very Capricorn in energy. We can initially feel that the world outside of us has to change, but it's really that we need to accept that we've changed. And so it's that we can take our energy then in another direction. And sometimes it's trying to find how to do that because of conditioning. So I feel that the magnitude of what this person is choosing to commit to is almost like having that courage, having that self-esteem to say, hey, I really do know what I want. And there, you know, come and join us for the Twin Flame update, because there's a lot that is coming to me in a channel message, and I'm carrying a book around now to write down all these psychic downloads. I do feel for some, this is just the message that's coming through. It's almost like they can see you to be the empath. They can see you to be a person who's deeply nurturing, intuitive. They could directly be dealing with a feminine energy that is a mother energy. But again, I feel this is more to do with them honoring their financial commitments to situations, but also looking at how they can liberate themselves to have a life. Now, in a job sense, the Empress energy, it's almost like they're going into that rabbit hole and saying, right, if I have a choice between left and right, where does my heart reside? Again, because it's Mercury retrograde and we have Venus retrograde, both of those things are making us really reflect and go down memory lane. And it's a very personal transit. So for each of us individually, especially within the masculine attribute of things, it's like, what is going to create that spark? What's going to create that vibe? I feel for some reason they're so heavily fixed on this because they do feel if they feel themselves, they'll be more open to be, you know, to be able to have a connection, so to speak. So for some, I am seeing there is something to do with work going on here. I do feel they may seek some advice, whatever blockage they're having. This could be with an ex. It also can be relating to a piece of paperwork. You know, they're studying and they're thinking back. They're mapping out their future. They won't let you help them. It's funny, but on this occasion, I do see them actually moving towards you. Potentially for some of you, I do feel psychically they know what you'd say. But there can be this turning into you, not to solve it, but maybe to see your perspective on the situation. I feel some of them, if they're not in communication with you, they're going back to a perspective that you shared with them. And this can be something that was going on in the journey, something that was going on within your connection. This is really where they're changing their approach and how they're tackling the circumstance, but they're taking what you said very, very seriously. They also know that on the separate side of the scales, there's some things that you guys don't know, which is whomever they're dealing with, they do have to take a tactical approach because this person can be quite vengeful. So whomever that is, whomever they're dealing with, they have kept some of that kind of wisdom to themselves due to how well they know the situation. Okay, what is this to do with, please? They're casting a critical eye on it. Now, these can be their own inner demons. This could be a family. They do have some hopes and dreams, though. In no shape or form is it just, you know, reconciliation and that's it. It feels more, this is the bigger picture of things. And then the bigger picture, some of them may be wanting to move in with you. Some of them may be wanting to save for a house or doing something quite large. I also feel there could be a family-related dynamic. But again, I'm seeing something to do with home and family at the minute. The funny thing is, deep down, they know you may not be surprised, but it's about them actually coming to terms with this situation. Because they kind of know what you say, you know, they kind of know. And they know this deep down inside themselves. But this entanglement of what was going on, be it it's in a contract. Okay, 2 cards, fair enough. This entanglement between the two energies, it's dangerous. That's what they're showing me. It's dangerous. And so they don't want you to stress, so they're keeping that quite hush-hush. This person could be dangerous. This person could be a bit crazy. It's also that they don't want to be starting a new chapter with extra mess. They just don't. Some of them are really on the fence at the moment. This could be how it is coming through to Divine Feminine. Okay, what is the outcome? Let's have a look over here. Where we stand. What's the go? We're just going to take them. Because I asked a question. Okay, at the moment, they do feel, what are they fighting for? They're kind of looking at it, and look, you can be innocent, you can be, they've like looked at it both ways. So in their mind, they're kind of saying to themselves, okay, regardless of this, why am I fighting this? I know what I want my freedom. You know, I know that there's some hurdles here. They're not speaking it. But at the end of the day, whether it's a child or person, they know that you're caring, but they've definitely seen the difference. Now, I do feel for some, if they were entertaining a karmic energy, all that glistens is not gold comes to mind. They may have looked at it and then realised this person wasn't all they were cracked out to be. They do feel that it was poor investment. This can either be in a workplace. For a while there, they may have felt that was their karma, but I do feel they're separating from that. I'm definitely seeing both in the work front and in the karmic front. Both are kind of equaling the same. It's self-esteem, and they're really building their self-esteem and deciding to go in a completely different direction. Like I said, they're recruiting before they do it, but they're keeping their cards very close to their chest because whomever this person is, they can be a little bit nasty. Okay, they're trying to take the tactical approach. I do feel some of them have got a vice. Like I said up here, it looks like they've got a vice. Okay, how are they relating to the circumstance? And then how are they relating to their Divine Feminine? They're fantasizing about you. Okay, Divine Feminine. We'll check in with it next week as well. Whatever this is, they're not silly. They're like, no. In your eyes, you may feel that this isn't a problem. They're saying that, it's a little bit deeper than you thought. It's a little bit messier than you thought. Feminine. Okay. I feel as we move into the full moon in Cancer, it's almost like they're going to realise what was based on a fallacy and a fantasy. And I feel with the circumstance, oh gosh, this is really mature. I don't know. If you can hear the dinging, it's my washing machine. It's nagging at me. It's my other boss in my life. It feels as though they're having a wake-up call, but it's like all that glistens is not gold. They're very tactical. They're being very educated. They're looking at the big picture of things. This isn't about a hello, a goodbye. In their mind, the way they're looking at it is for the long term. So for some, it may be that they're not communicating these things. They're really reflecting. They're going into hermit mode and they're deciding what they're going to do. When it does come to you, they actually know that some of these things are in their control. They actually know that it's not about giving their power away. It's about the steps that they're directly taking. And I feel in the past, they were very much feeling that notion. It's like it's divinely guided, which is true. But then there's other times where, are we potentially allowing blocks in our path? Are we potentially looking at things and not doing anything? And, you've asked universe, to come and help you and there's a flood and then bang, they're sending you canoes and things and you're going, no, but universe is going to come down and help me. And you don't actually take the opportunities where they lay. I feel that this group of masculines aren't letting that happen anymore. It's where I do have power. I'm going to use my power. And I feel it's very determined. But they do know that once they do commit to you, it is with this whole bag of goods in hand. Not coming, how do I put it? I wouldn't say it's that old cliche we use, in the spiritual community of coming correct. It's coming to their degree with the best possible chance in hand. And I think this is what they're really thinking about. I do feel over the last, they're mentioning 8 weeks, this person has become very tired, very reflective, maybe experienced some headaches. I do feel they were shifting their energy about. They do know that if they were going to communicate with you regarding the future, for some of you who did come into communication, it might not have gone down so well. For others of you that had no communication, angst may have come up. That is how they're looking at it. So if they have stepped back and it felt cut, it is very temporary, but they are making a decision to move. Once they know they're moving, and it's very determined. Now, when it does come to the karmic cycle, I'm kind of feeling this energy over here. This can be a karmic person. They know about you. They know about divine feminine, and their behavior to a degree has been worrisome in masculine's eyes. We've just got the connection card. This could be that they have had a conversation in the past about you and they tried to move forward, but the person pulled them back. That's the reason why they're realizing, look, they can throw caution to the wind all they like and say, hey, this universe is blocking me, and so therefore I've spoken my truth, but nothing happened. It kind of feels like this is a tactical approach, that they have experienced a circumstance with this individual or this group prior, but they're looking at it for what it is now. Now, I do feel that there is something going down with karmic. Come through and have a look at the karmic read. If you want to know what's happening with the karmic, come through and have a look at the extension read. It's in the members hub. You can find the link underneath this box or on the main page at Yildiz Readings. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. If you haven't clicked the bell and subscribed, I'd love to see you. Come date me, as I say, on YouTube. And for 2022, we have a lot more new content. Romance reads, twin flame updates. Yes, we have the members hub online, so come through and join us. And giveaways. Very separately, 2 channels being launched, as well as the membership hub on my website. So please click the bell. I'll see you soon, and come and join us for the lives and the super chats. Any questions, DM me.